to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a concept that I think is very specific to Koreans when it comes to taking care of our skin, of how we approach doing our skincare, and this concept is called 유수분 balance, or the water fat / oil balance of our skin. I talked about it in one of my recent videos here on YouTube and also on my TikTok. Go follow me on TikTok. And I got so many comments asking, what is the water fat balance? And I realized this is a concept that I think is more prevalent in Korea. We talk about it a lot, but I haven't really seen other beauty or skincare creators talk about it in their videos. And so I thought, why not take this opportunity and talk to you guys about it? So what is the water fat or water oil balance? Basically, your skin needs a good amount of water content as well as oil content to be very healthy. However, when that balance breaks down, you find your skin reacting, whether it be through dehydration, little bumps, textures, whiteheads, etc. And there might be numerous reasons as to why this balance breaks down on your skin. Maybe due to the fact that your skin barrier is damaged, so it's lost its function or capability to retain the water content in your skin, or perhaps you're not recognizing what your skin needs and thus are applying the wrong content onto your skin. Third, it might be due to a drastic seasonal temperature change that's influencing the skin. Now, as I prepare for this video, I realized that this water fat or water oil balance concept might be more specific to Korea because first, not only do we have a very high interest on skincare and taking care of our skin as a whole as a nation, like we're very highly invested, but also we get 4 different seasons hardcore. I mean, I'm talking about like in the summer, it gets so hot and humid. And then we also get winters where it's like so dry and so cold. And because our skin's constantly having to adapt to these different climates, we realize it's important to replenish the right materials or the right content back into our skin so it can help it adapt. And that's why in Korea, we even have a specific term called transitional skincare routine, like 환절기 skincare routine. And the reason is because it's during these transitional periods where we can see the water fat or the water oil balance break hard, and that's why during the transition periods you might be getting a lot of bumpy textures on your forehead. You might be suddenly feeling dehydration when we go into fall, when we transition from summer to fall. And I think this is a pretty good rule of thumb to follow because it makes you question, what is my skin missing? What does it need more of? And it kind of makes you reflect and look back on your skincare routine and assess what you need to be doing more or what you're missing, what you're lacking, etc. Now, because everyone's skin is different, obviously what your skin needs will be different to what other people's skin might need. But for the majority, if you have oily skin, your skin will need a lot more hydration, and if you have dry skin, your skin will need both the water and oil content. If you have combination skin like myself, I do have oily T-zone and dry cheek areas. What I like to do is focus on the problems that are more prominent or the problems that annoy and bother me the most. So recently you guys saw that I was breaking out with bumps on my forehead, and that was because the oil water balance wasn't balancing, and that's why I had to replenish it with good hydration, good emulsions. And then for my cheek areas, they also get really dry, so I also make sure to replenish both the water and oil content through the right skincare. From now, I'm going to give you guys an easy guideline and some great product recommendations that you can follow if you have a bit of trouble balancing that water fat content or the balance out of your skin. First, let's talk about hydration because I feel like this is an easier one to deal with. If you have oily skin, most likely you need hydration. Symptoms of your water oil balance being broken if you have oily skin is you might feel extreme cases of dehydration. So by now we all know that even if you have oily skin, you really need to do a good job in replenishing the water content or hydrate your skin so that your skin doesn't pump out more oil in order to make up for that lack of hydration, right? And in this case, you want to go for formulations that are transparent and have a bit of viscosity depending on how severe you're facing your dehydration. But here's some great product recommendations. First, I have the Lab by Blanc Doux, the Oligo Hyaluronic Acid Toner, as well as their Boosting Ampoule. Now, this was actually in a Unisu box last year. I hope you guys if you guys did buy it, purchase it, I hope you guys are having fun with it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. But this line is basically, it contains low molecular weight of hyaluronic acid, making it very, very high hydrating for your skin. And what I really love about this is that it's simple, it's basic, there's no fluff, and so I would recommend this to anyone because I feel like it's very gentle. For the formulation, the toner, as you can see, it's a pretty lightweight watery one, but you still get like that 2% of viscosity, which you guys know that's my favorite. And you know what, guys, I've been layering my skin or essences or toners, whatever you want to call them, 3 times, and it has made a world of a difference. And this is one of the great products that you can do that with, just because I've explained before, it's really hard to layer other categories of skincare 3 times because it's going to pile up, it's going to peel under your makeup, it's going to create all of these lotion burgers, and that's not cute. But I feel like essences are thin enough that you can get away with it, so you're able to really hydrate your skin from deep within while avoiding that lotion burger mess. So I absolutely adore this toner, as well as their Ampoule. So this is from the same lines. It has hyaluronic acid as well, and the viscosity is like not too thin, but actually I'd say it's like 60% of the range, 60-70%, but it spreads out and just soaks so nicely into your skin. And like I said, this is a very basic hydrating product that I think anyone can get away with, and the pricing is not too bad as well. They're pretty affordable, so make sure to check these out. This is an awesome product for hydrating your skin, the Wellage Real Hyaluronic Blue Ampoule 100. You guys know this is one of my favorites go-tos when I want to hydrate my skin. This is a pretty lightweight actually formulation. It almost feels like an essence, so actually in the winter that's how I like to use it. I like to use this as an essence and then go in with another product, but for the summer, this will do. This will hydrate. This is sufficient to hydrate. It has 9 different weights of hyaluronic acid, and I truly think that folks with oily skin are going to absolutely love this. Even if you have dry skin and you want to do a really good job in really piling that hydration tightly and neatly, this is a great product to check out as well. Next, we have the new release from Isntree. Actually, this is the Ultra-low Molecular Hyaluronic Acid Serum. This is a new release, like I said, and PS, isn't it beautiful, guys? Now, I have just tried it, but I can already tell that this is going to be great if you do have oily skin. This toner, PS, it's so beautiful. It has a bit of viscosity, I say like 5%, so it's very watery, but it's still very hydrating. And oh my gosh, look at that, guys, look at that. It's just, it looks refreshing, it feels refreshing. And then likewise for the serum as well. So apparently this line has like 14 different weights of PS is not an ad, but it has 14 different weights of hyaluronic acid, so it's going to get through all of the layers and just really make sure your skin's hydrated. But the viscosity is pretty thin on this serum actually, so it's not overwhelming, but I feel like this is going to do a great job in making sure that your skin's not dehydrated. So this is a great new product to check out. And then we also have the Sidmool Madagascar Moisturizer. Now, I've been recommending this forever. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a video where I did like a whole recommendation of skincare products to oily skin, and this was definitely one of them. This is such a nice gel type moisturizer to use, especially if you have oily skin. And ooh, the sun is in my face. Let me go back a little bit. It has 80% of centella extract, and what I love about this is it's, once again, it's a gel, light gel type, but there's, oh my gosh. Okay, so with some gel formulations, you get a lot of that texture dwelling on top and it just seems like it's not going anywhere. But with this one, it kind of melts and you barely feel that gel texture formulation at all. So it just feels such a delight to use, and I think if you have oily skin, you definitely need to check this out. Next, we're going to talk about filling up the oil content of our skin, and I feel like this one is a bit more tricky one, just because when it comes to filling up the oil content or replenishing the fat content, a lot of dermatologists say use a moisturizer. They say like just use a 보습제. But for me, this is such a vague instructions because there's so many different types of moisturizers you can get with varying degrees of creaminess and butteriness, you know? So for example, the Crave Oat So Simple cream, it's a beautiful cream, but my skin, I could never get away with using that because it's so light. Also, if I work with a cream that's thick or just oils, that's great for the nighttime and I'm fine with that. But during the day when I want to wear makeup, oh my gosh, the creams will peel, the oils can get everywhere. And so what I actually would like to recommend is using emulsions. So you want to go for textures that have that milky, opaque, creamy, buttery, but thin formulation. So here are my favorite ones. First, we have the emulsion from the Primera Organience line. You guys have definitely seen me rave about this. I think Primera makes one of the best emulsions in the market. I've said that before and I will continue to say it. Basically, emulsions are like lotions, but with some lotions, some of them feel really diluted with water and it just doesn't hit the spot, especially for my skin. But with this emulsion, it feels so buttery, so creamy, but it's very, very thin. It's very lightweight. In terms of the ingredients, they've included black bean extract to help with antioxidant, and then also mugwort as well as osongcho to help calm down the skin. But oh my gosh. Okay, and also there's like so much product. This is 150 ml, and you don't really need to use a lot when it comes to emulsions. Just like a 501 coin amount. And it's so light, but it's so buttery. I highly recommend it. If you guys have like dry skin and then you're feeling like a lot of dryness, but you don't want to deal with something that's too pasty, too thick, I highly recommend this one. And then I also have the Sooryehan Bone Extra Moisture Emulsion. You guys saw this in my latest video where I did my real skincare routine. But I just want to say, like, this set, it's pretty pricey, I'm not gonna lie, but this is a set that's like a perfect illustration of how you can make sure to do a good job of replenishing the water and the fat content. So here I'm holding the skin or the toner, and this is basically a transparent formulation that feels like an essence, and you can see it has a bit of viscosity, and this almost passes for a serum, honestly. So after applying this, you go in with the emulsion, which likewise gives you a bit of that fattiness, that oiliness that we folks with dry skin need. And likewise, you don't really need a lot of it. And what I love about this is, once again, it's so thin that you don't find it disrupting your the other products that you're going to apply on top. And this two set did such an amazing job of replenishing and balancing out my water fat balance on my forehead. You guys saw I was breaking out in these like really red pesky dots, pimples, I don't know what it was, but they disappeared right away after I used this. Like, I mean it, like a day after they were gone. So this is a great set to check out. The Avene Trixera Fluid Lotion. I've mentioned this a couple of times in like my makeup videos, makeup tutorials for base makeup, because this is something that a lot of makeup artists use, and they know. Makeup artists, they already know that it's important to balance that water fat content out. So they use products like this or the Embryolisse, which I'll get into later. It's basically a lotion that doesn't feel as watery. It does feel kind of sits in the middle. It's not too buttery, nor is it too watery. So I feel like this is a good choice for most skin types, maybe except for like oily skin. I definitely feel like this is going to make you even more shinier. If you're into that, good for you. But I know, like, back when I had oily skin, oh my gosh, that was all I ever wanted to avoid. But anyways, for the rest of the skin types, this is a great option to go for. It's not as like buttery and rich as the first two products that I just showed you guys, but it's still there. This will do a very good job in replenishing the fat content. You can definitely feel it. Like I mentioned, a lot of makeup artists use this because the texture isn't as disrupting, so it works perfectly under your makeup. Now, last but not least, this is the Embryolisse Lait-Creme Concentre. It's in French. I don't know French very well, but bonjour, croissant. I gotta say, this may be like the richest formulation of all. This definitely feels like condensed milk, like cream buttery milk. Oh my gosh, it honestly feels like cream, but the formulation itself is very watery, very light. So I know for a fact that this is also a product that a lot of makeup artists like to use, because like the Trixera lotion, it doesn't disrupt the makeup, and yet it does such a great job in really replenishing all of that material and content your skin needs. And for some, I've seen people where this is the only skincare that they use, and after using this myself, I can totally see why, because it's sufficient, especially if you have dry skin. So make sure to check this one out as well. Now for me, because I have combination skin, I like to use a mixture or a combination of both the hydrating products that I showed you as well as all of the emulsions that I showed you guys. And the combination of these two categories are so unbelievably good. Like my skin feels, yes, I'm breaking out like crazy on my chin, but for the rest of my skin, it just feels so healthy. And I highly recommend you guys to check out this concept or approach to taking care of your skin, because all the Koreans do it, okay? So that's it for today's video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next